All right, we're live, guys. Hello, everyone. Uh, Here at my channel, we got Mr. Smith once again joining us for like two and a half consecutive episodes right now. And we got Ron, CBA in the house, and Hazel, Dan, Joe, and Yvonne won't be joining us today. They have more important things to take care of. But before we start our show, I just want to do a shout out to 789 Comics and use the code SNMC to use your 10% discount on all your orders. And yep, Mark Spears has done exclusive for Vampirella along with Will Jack on this. I love this cover of Vampirella 672. And we got Stan Lee tribute in all different. And we got one Batman 158, which is the starting of the new Hush storyline. It's called Hush 2. And we got Paul Green with the Vampirella 672 reprint again, limited to 300. So yeah, go check them out. Use the code 70 SNMC to get your 10% discount on all your order. So now with that said, how's everyone doing? How was your past 2 weeks?
Not
Uneventful.
not too bad.
Yeah, it hasn't been a bad week for me either. Last week went to Vegas with my wife. All paid expenses from my wife. Went there, not to gamble, but to just go around restaurants and eat. So every morning, lunch, dinner, even in late evening, we've been just going out and just eating. So I gained at least about 10 pounds and added at least about more cholesterol and more things to my diet, that which is not good for my diabetic. But hey, we only live once, right? I've been just showing this. I just got a pickup here on Bloom, issue number 3. This is the Jay Gonzo cover, and along with went to got a special email from J. Scott Campbell because I haven't been going on their thing, so they invited with extra discount. So I got myself a Magic issue number 1 signed sketch cover of Magic issue number 1. So I figured why not grab it. There's that, and I noticed that he's COA has is the same size as the damn backboard. So before it used to be like maybe one third or half, but now
Mhm.
I like that. I don't know, just give it a little bit more things on the back cover. So there's that. So that was my pickup of the for the past couple of weeks. All right. So the title say it's time to take a break, and we'll talk about that after our FOC, which is I did something that you can do it for free, which is where is it? Here it is. Went to Cover Price and signed up for a free thing, and just to see how things are doing. I mean, how the whole the app is all about. So you can actually add your comic book collection into the website and see how your collections are doing, because they will you're able to see the up increase and decrease from each other collection, and I guess they tally it up to see if your collection is worth anything or not worth anything. So I figure why not try for free. As for free, you don't get to do that. You have to pay 3, 6, or $12, I think, for the premium, and $60, I think, for annual, which is happens to be like $5 per month. So I figured why not go for something that is a little bit more cheaper, and decided to go with here. And FOC, which is coming out ending of March 2nd. So Left Arrows is the one that actually go through all the FOC for this coming week, and he picked the top covers or the books for read or cover by whatever. The other one is the first one on this open order selection is all new series. It's called Absolute Martin Manhunter. I don't really get it because does anybody read Martin
Martian.
Manhunter?
Martian
Yeah,
Manhunter.
Martian Manhunter.
Maybe back when I was a kid, but Not this current series.
Did we ask for this? I mean, I remember when DC has announced that when they're doing this absolute title, they said they're not going to overdo it. They're just going to pick and choose as a very limited title. And seems like there's Martian Manhunter, there's Flash. I think there's some other titles. So to me, I don't. Are they getting desperate? I don't know what it is, but nobody asked for this. They're revisiting Martian Manhunter. Why? I don't think there was anything was wrong with the original Manhunter, uh, but there it is. So you will get this coming Tuesday on Wednesday. So if you're Wednesday Warrior, look out for this. The next one is Absolute Wonder Woman issue number 6. This likely has the first appearance of Absolute Hades. So
Okay.
yeah, likely. So it's a 50-50. You might get a cameo. Uh, but I like the part that is art done by Dustin Nguyen. So I know I love his art. I like what he did with the Descendants, right? Is it Descendants or Descenders?
I don't. I didn't know that one.
Yeah, it was a pretty good read. And here is all new Venom number 5, Chocolo variant. It's a spoiler, so whatever's on the cover will kind of reveal what is going on with the story.
Are
It's
you tired of Venom now? It feels like they keep redoing Venom, like all these Venom titles and Venom artwork. I think the character's done now. They've like killed it.
I think when it comes to Venom, I liked it when Donny Gates did Venom. I think he did the Black of what King in Black, with Noel, and but I don't know. L
It was a
doing,
cool character. It was a cool character when it first came out, but
yeah, he
I
was.
don't know how to. I think it's kind of like Martian Manhunter. How do you come up with a new story to keep that character going? You know.
Yeah, and many times they change Eddie Brock into Dylan Brock. I think someone else. I think was what Flash Thompson was Venom at once also, but it seems like Eddie Brock is now a new Carnage, and I don't know who's the new Venom is. Seems like it's Luke Cage that I don't know got Venomized, or was it Black Widow that got Venomized, or
I think at one time, yeah.
yeah. So the symbiote is cool, but you know
Mm.
I just like him to go back and just give Spider-Man a hard time, and and do things. I don't know. So there's that, and there's Batman issue 158. This is something that I'm looking forward to. This is the Hush 2. I got the J. Scott Campbell, which is the cover D or J. I think it's the cover D. When it first came out, it was more of a sketch, but now I realize it's not a sketch cover. It's actual a full color version, and I didn't like it. So, but it's too late. I pre-ordered it, so it's gonna come in. So I figured just read it. Um,
Honestly, I always like the full colorized version. I can't think of a black and white sketch cover that I really like. Off the
no,
top of my
it's not a black and white. It's done by color pencil.
Oh, okay. But even that, I still want the full colorized version.
Yeah, there's some color. There's some sketch that has loses its detail, but like Jim Lee and they're like David Finch, David Fabak. Those their sketch is has so much details, and when they color it, it
Mhm.
loses that detail, and that's why
Oh, yeah.
sometimes I prefer that sketch like this one here, like this. And if you see the color version of this, you lose a lot of that detail that the artist tried, the detail that they have drawn. So
Mhm.
it's give and take. Yeah, it's a hit and miss. But if I have to choose between color or sketch, depending on the artist, I prefer the sketch thing. So yeah, so Batman 158. This will be coming out this week, and hopefully it's a good one as the very first Hush storyline. How long was this? Was this about a decade ago that it came out?
God, long time ago. I can't
Yeah,
even remember.
and it was a good read. I love the ending of it, and I hope they do the same here and with a little bit of a twist. But I hope it's not a fucking degurgitated version of the Hush number, the first
Well, they
Hush.
had a lot of time to write it.
Yeah, they did. Jeff Loeb is the one that actually, yeah, and teamed up with Jim Lee and Scott Williamson. So we'll see what happens. Well, like I said, this is one title that a issue that I'm looking forward to. There's also this one here. This is a special launch party glow in the dark variant. It doesn't count towards incentives, so this is more of a glow in the dark. And yeah, and from my understanding is that for you to have gold, I think there was a gold foil version of this issue, but you have to order an ashcan version, which I think this is it. But yeah, so um there's that ash. Oh yeah, so you have to order this one to open up your orders for those gold foil um covers. So it's a 12-page preview of Batman. I think this is gonna blow up, and along with this one here with the glow in the dark. Um, what else we got? We got concert of champions. Uh, First team appearance of Deep Void. Okay, did not ask for this. Don't really care.
Yeah, we can skip that one.
Yeah, Daredevil, Cold Day in Hell.
That looks kind of interesting.
It's about Matt Murdock in the future, so I don't know if they're doing another time variant or covered by Steve McNiven. I love his art on Spider-Man.
Sharon Soul doing the story.
Yeah,
You
You
guys
know,
good. You guys
you know what I'm thinking about?
what's up?
Because you're talking about that's Matt Murdock in the future.
Mm-hmm.
Just because you're saying that, I was thinking about has anyone come out with like a new Batman Beyond series? Because we're already going into like the cryptocurrency era where there's like global currency, and in the show they had credits, right? That
Yeah.
was the currency, so it'd be interesting to explore that.
Interesting. No, I have not seen. I have not heard of anything about Batman Beyond upcoming series. I don't know if they even doing any series as lately, but yeah, that's a good call.
But I love this cover though, this Daredevil cover. That looks
Yeah,
cool.
so there it is. It's Matt Murdock with his walker. He looks in his 80s. Charles Soule and Charles Soule is a hit and miss. I mean, he did so terrible job on Star Wars on New Republic, but he did okay with the Daredevil when Kingpin became a mayor, right? I think that was that 5-issue miniseries that he did. I thought that was a pretty good read. I hope they go. I hope that's the storyline they use for that Netflix.
But yeah, it comes out in a couple days, right?
Yeah, can't wait. Can't wait.
That'll be cool.
Right now, I'm trying to reach Preacher. Is that Reacher on Prime? It's a good show.
Yeah.
Far down below is about two teenagers exploring the abandoned home said to be haunted.
Mm,
It's done by Matt Cave Comics. Not really know about what it is, but it seems like a. Well, I think this is an indie. Yeah, it's an indie title. If you're into this haunted house kind of thing, go check it out. And Free for All issue number 1, pretty gruesome cover. Well, brutal invasion of capitalism by combat. Oh, well, there it is, guys. If you're into politics, there you go.
no, thank you.
We got Helverine issue number 1, number 5, Capuccio. I think I'm pronouncing it. I'm butchering it. His first appearance of cover Hellhawk. Okay. Who's doing this? Story by Benjamin Percy and Raphael Encico. All right.
Do you believe in any of these new characters, or do you think these are just money grabs?
Um,
It's kind of unoriginal. They're just merging things. This is looks like a
Yeah,
Wolverine merged with something. Like
Hell Hulk. So it's a devilish version of the Hulk. So
With Wolverine's genetics in there.
that's a good thing. Hell means isn't it like it looks at looking at his what is that called? His horns and he's more of like a devil Hulk,
I
right?
think this guy was just bored and he sketched something cool and said, "Let's do this."
We got the Rivals issue number one. This has been blowing up due to the what's that? The game thing, and I don't know. Pretty cool cover, but that's something that I'm not getting into. Miles Morales, Spider-Man number two, first appearance of Warcry. Okay, I think that's a one and done character. So
yeah, probably.
yeah, there's a Moon Girl. There's a Moon Girl and Devil Dinosaur 10. All right, so there is a 10th anniversary special, huh. And not really know what's going on here, but this is homage
Is
to.
it really 10 years now? 10th
Yeah, I can't
anniversary?
believe it. 10 years says, yeah,
Really?
yeah, and this happens to be homage to the very first issue that came out 10 years ago, but with different feel and look to it. All right.
Okay.
Was it never into Devil Girl? I'm not into it now just because of the 10 year. Universal Monster, the Mummy issue number one.
That's
Uh,
cool.
yeah. Uh, I mean, it's based on Universal property. All right.
I'm interested just because of the basis.
Yeah. Skybound says by Image. Story by Fate Aaron Hicks. Art by Fate. Oh, so he did the art and story.
I think I would have made the mummy look more gruesome.
Yeah,
He
I
looks
was I
pretty.
was
He
thinking
looks
that
pretty
too.
tame.
Yeah. We'll see. And if you're into mummies and things, yeah, go check it out. And we're taking everyone down with us. I think this is the story that who did. Isn't this the same Matthew Rosenberg? Isn't this the one that some they did? He did the story about seven kid walked to the bank.
Oh,
Am
maybe.
I maybe yeah.
So I think this is after, or was it pre? Is this prequel? Gotta again look into this. But another image issue number one. I get so yeah. We'll see. That sounds like we're taking everyone down with us. So it looks as
That's
though
kind of a funky cover though.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got a black and a white hand. So
What
another.
is that on the wrist area? What is that? Like a
It's a
little
blood
guy up there? Or? No, up more. The
here.
red. Yeah. What is that thing?
It's like a
Okay.
full-
It's revealing like a machine underneath. Okay.
Yeah. Oh, so it's more of like an like AI, I guess, huh?
it's an android's wrist.
Yeah. Huh. Interesting. All
Mm,
right.
okay.
The we'll do bad things issue number one. So
Okay.
full story. Oh, so this is actual things that happen in real life. So
You
mm,
know, I read comics to escape from real life. So why would I buy this?
yeah, I get some stories that never. I don't know. Um, I guess like unsolved mystery kind of thing.
Well,
But
this is like
Hmm.
in cold blood type thing, right?
yeah, it's something
Cold
that people
case?
do bad. Bad things, and um, I don't know. A 15-year-old kid shoots a whole family. Or just because they took away his
Right.
Yeah,
because the
you
because
could
the
just watch the news is what you could do.
yeah, yeah,
That's what
yeah.
you say.
But this will get into more into details of the
Uh,
psychics of that the murder or why. You know,
no thanks.
no, me neither. Absolute. Okay, here we go. So Nobody
Oh
asked
my
for
God.
this. Nobody asked for this. And if you are into Martian Manhunter, go check it out. All right. So we got all new Venom number 5, Larson. Wow. Really? Larson. This is a Larson cover, guys.
Isn't he like semi-retired?
I think he still does Savage Dragon, though.
Okay.
Yeah. Story by L. Ewing. He did really well done with what's that, Immortal Hulk, right?
Mm.
But Onions Venom, I'm not too sure. I'm sorry, I'm not. I haven't been keeping up with this new Venom. So Batman Last Halloween number 6. Um, all right, Two Face cover, nothing really.
These just seem like, I don't know, really generic covers. Nothing really stands out or anything. They look like AI generated artwork.
Yeah, but the covers for this Long Halloween, it was never had that like really stood out cover. It was more of very simple, like a 3 color palette type of covers. They've been doing this. So, but Tim Sale, he's been doing this cover for a very long time. Jeff Loeb again. So, has anybody has been reading this lately, or no?
I can't even remember the first story. It's so long ago now.
All right, so let's get concept of champions. All right, not really care. Um, Luna Snow cover. This is a Korean, somehow like a K-pop star that has that ability to freeze things that she touches. So I don't know. If you're into this, go check it out. And also, Doll Parts, the Love Sick and Tales, done by Luna Vecchio. I thought this was Peach Momoko cover, but it's not. Uh, Story art by Luana Vecchio. All right. Not really know what this is all about, but go check it out. And we got GI Joe, a Real American Hero, 315.
It's been a
By
while since
Andrew
I've seen
Cooper.
some
This is a
Cuber.
really cool cover, I
Yeah,
must say.
I gotta say that's a cool cover. Yeah,
Yeah.
and it's been a long time since I've seen Cuber stuff.
Wow.
That is cool. I ain't gonna buy it, but it looks cool.
All right, so we got one cover that we can agree that has a pretty cool cover. Here it is: Incredible Hulk versus Godzilla. Ah,
Godzilla looks great, but the Hulk looks like, I don't know. What
I
is
don't
that?
know. I kind of like this. And like a very vintage feel to it.
No, no, overall, yeah, but I'm saying the Hulk a little bit, I don't know. A little
Yeah,
more effort there.
I don't know. Seems like the Hulk became have a bit of a Down syndrome. Uh,
Right.
Oh man,
all right, I might get strike for this one. All right.
But overall, that cover is cool. I
Yeah,
agree with you. That's a cool cut. But I think the Hulk, more definition or something, little more effort on that, I think.
yeah. But I like it. I like the cheesiness of it with the Down syndrome look. All right. All right. So we got cover price for virals once again. No, thank you. Psylocke number 6. Malieve variant. Seems like Alex Malieve does this whole, sit on your throne kind of feel to it. You know,
Masculine feel.
yeah. And you know what?
Isn't Psylocke supposed to be like a sex symbol for like, feminine stuff or
Well, she got a whole new uniform, costume or uniform, we'll call it whatever. But um, I don't know. I don't feel it on this one
I
here.
guess this is speaking to like modern cultural norms or something. I don't
Yeah,
know.
another fucking politics thrown at us, saying you can't have too much cleavage or you can't have too much skin, whatever.
Yeah, it's just okay.
We got Thundercat. We got
That's a cool
Panthro.
cover, dude.
This is done by Mark Spears. I'm sure this is probably going to be selling it for $10 off the bat, but just because of the artist. Nostalgia, Thundercat.
I like the cover. I like the cover.
Yeah,
yeah,
he,
a lot of definition there.
yeah, yeah, a lot of definition. Yeah, look at that. Huh?
I wonder who that character is. I'm not familiar
Panthro.
with Thundercats. Who?
I think this is Panthro.
I don't
He's
know.
like a side character, or he's like a sidekick, right, or something.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm. Okay.
And we got Vampirella #1, another Mike Spears.
Mm,
Not
nah,
no.
feels AI, feels plasticky.
Yeah, but the thing about Mark, he doesn't do AI. He's like Alex Ross. Everything's all hand painted and things. So kudos to him, man. It seems like there's a lot of his covers are coming out, and here's Lucia
There you go,
Peru.
David.
Yeah, this is right down my avenue here. It's a black polybag, risque Vampirella cover, deception by so and so. All right, something that I probably will look into, see how much it costs.
I'm sure you will.
We got the Capcom variant. No, thank you. We got no, thank you. No, thank you. What is this? The Hush #2. No, thank you. But you see how the color and the black and white. This one doesn't have too much. It didn't lose too much of the detail, but some of them, man, geez, you know. This is one out of 608 incentive black and white versions signed by Jim Lee. So, okay. If you want to
Probably
spend,
gonna ask for $100 for it.
you know what? I think there's probably going to be more than that because ratio is over 600. They're probably going to ask about 750 for the signed version of it.
Are you talking about CGC or just raw?
Just raw,
700 for a raw?
dude.
That's stupid. That's
It's signed.
ridiculous.
Also, you got to be signed. It's signed by Jim Lee. Ah, it's signed by Jim Lee.
What a scam.
Well, the story better be damn good. We got Cold Day in Hell, issue #1. This is one out of 200. Roche Besh. It's,
Eh,
I like the other one better.
it's all right. Yeah, I like the Steve McNiven cover better than this one here. Kind of has that stained glass feel to it, but do this on a trading card, definitely, but not on a 200 incentive. We got dog parts. Okay. Free for all.
Skip.
Free for, free for all. Lenzinski, Leninsky, whatever.
this is like an Alice in Wonderland vibe.
Yeah, I don't know what it is. Kind of has that. I don't know, that Galactus kind of feel to it. Free for all one. If it's gonna be titled for free for all one, give us a free comic book, please. GI Joe 315 kind of has
What
that.
is that negative space? What's it called?
Yeah, negative space. I don't know.
Who's the guy that did that Wolverine cover everyone want? Tyler or something? What's his
Yeah,
name?
Christopher John Tyler Christopher, something like that. Or
Christopher
John
Robin.
something. Um, but started by Larry Hama. I'm glad that he's back on GI Joe. But yeah, there's a lot of nostalgia in this. GI Joe's people are still collecting um, image by image. Lucky Devils, each #1. Jenny Friesen, 1 out of 25. I don't like the color palette that she used on this one here. I would love to see a little bit more of the red. Um, Charles Soule.
It's a
Art by
boring
Ryan
cover.
Brown. So interior should look pretty good. I love Ryan Brown work. Uh, we'll see. And Marshall Peach Momoko. I don't know why Galactus or Galactus, whatever. I don't know.
Galaxia.
Is that her name, Galaxia?
No, I'm just making stuff up.
Galacta.
But yeah, no, she's an actual character. But why make it so cute? I don't know. I don't get it. We got the Moon Girl designer variant. No, thank you. We got Radiant Black number 32. A lot of people are saying that this has been a great read that has been overlooked by a lot of people. But this is a black foil cover. by Jock. Nice.
Uh, it's lazy.
It's typical for a jock cover.
Yeah.
That's what jock covers look like.
We saw that one. The Mummy. Okay,
That's
here's
cool.
this is cool.
That's
Way
cool.
better.
Yeah.
Well, this is one of the 50s, so go figure.
Yeah.
But wait, why does he have eyebrow? Does Mummy still have eyebrow when they're dead? Still have,
Maybe he was just mummified, or what do you call it when they first do the procedure or whatever?
yeah, mummify. No, mummify is when you're done.
Um,
I wonder, what do they do when you're? Maybe I'm just
I forget.
like they start removing your organs and stuff.
Oh, I really want to buy it now.
Oh, look, Ultimate Wolverine issue number 1 kind of had the feel of.
What's on his face? He looks like Scorpion from over here.
Well, it looks as though it
Mortal
kind of has
Kombat,
that
or
mad feel of what was that? What's the character from Captain America?
Winter Soldier?
Huh?
no, that
Winter
looks like
Soldier?
Bane or something.
No, not Bane. God, he's the one that has the mechanical arm.
Winter Soldier?
Winter Soldier. Thank you. Kind of have that feel of Winter Soldier. Well, Ultimate Wolverine number 1. This is Gabriel Delato. Not really impressed.
Good point. Wow.
It's weird.
1 out of 25. Probably will be selling it at ratio. Probably you can get it at probably at like $10 after third. This is the third printing. Third
Just
printing, 1 out of 25. Really? Yeah, I remember this
$5
came
is
out a
good.
month ago. All right, let's move to Vampirella. Okay, we've done that. All right, so that is it for the final cutoff. And shout out to Lefthoro on cover price, who kind of pick and choose the covers and the read and the titles. So this is his recommendation. We all can agree.
There's,
Maybe 2 out of what we just saw that we are kind of saying pretty good, interested, nice cover.
So, a membership to cover price, how much does that typically cost?
For free sign up is free. All you do is just give them your email, your password, and so and so. But after you got standard or basic, I think it's for like $2.95. Then you got the premium. I don't know if it's a premium or standard, which is about $6. Then you got the premium, which kind of gives you the whole layout of the whole thing for $12, and you got an annual, which runs up to $5. With annual is $60, run up to $5 per month. And you can actually add your, I think for basics, you can add 100 or 99 books into their database. And I don't know how much more on. I really didn't. I'm sorry. I really didn't go too far into it, but you can actually put your comic book collection into like some other apps that charges you $1 or $5, and you get to see how your collection works out. If it's up or if it's down individually or has a whole collection. I think so. That was that for FOC, and I was gonna go through economics and comic and kind of see, but I don't want to spend too much time on FOC. I think we did that. Also, have you seen Sticky Goose? He's back again after he's saying he's done with YouTube.
Yeah, he quit, then he immediately came right back.
Yeah,
he recovered from losing all the value of his books.
yeah. I don't want to get too much into it, but he did a video on one of the I think it's called Comic Capsule, which he put a lot of his books in. He put it on a wall. And later to find out that he damages somehow that captive comic capsule that he put up on the wall had damaged his wall, his hobby room or hobby room wall, and he was bitching about it. And he took everything down and he said he sold all of his collection and his statues and what. And then I think Gem Mint did a little house tour of his hobby room, and he had the same thing on his wall. And he picked it up and he said, "Well, I don't. He said, "There's nothing here." Then he put it back, and Sticky Goose came back saying like how he has disrespected him or how that it's like it sounds like a small little bitch just whining about things. And he said he's done. He's coming back. Started bitching about. So, you know, as you know, people don't change. You know, and that's that little for that little Sticky Goose segment here in our live chat today in our live. So we got Angel
Yeah,
Rivera.
I can't help but admire his omnibus collection though. He's got a lot of those Marvel Masterworks and omnibus collections. Those are really cool. I gotta admit.
Yeah, and those are not cheap.
No, no, not
Those are
cheap.
not cheap. You know.
I mean, you could find a good deal like on Black Friday. Go to In Stock Trades or DCBS, something like that. But I think he bought it. I think he bought it full price or something.
Yeah, I'm sure he did. I'm sure he
Yeah.
did.
I mean, he has the bucks for it, but you could get good deals on those things.
Yeah, you can go to what half price book, and sometimes you'll find a decent omnibus. If
Uh-huh.
you
You
know,
could. Yeah.
if you like to read, yeah, regardless what the condition is, fuck, why not? If they're selling for $10 for what $80 to $100 omnibus, why not pick it up for $10 and read it? So live chat, we got Angel Rivera. What's up? We got Dan SPL. And we got Hazel Dan. Hazel Dan, I hope you're having fun with your friends and families. Today, we miss you here at the panel. And and the thing is, let's talk about it's time to take a break. I think, Ron, I think I'm in the same situation as you were to a point where I'm kind of done with
Yeah.
comics,
Yeah.
period.
I just stopped cold turkey. I did a cold hard stop. And in the last year and a half, I probably bought a couple of comic books, but not like, the Wednesday Warrior type of thing. I'm definitely done with that. And I'm definitely done with looking for like what you just did with the FOC. I'm definitely done with that. Um, and there really isn't any more Black Widow stuff I'm after. I'm very content with my collection. Um, and there's so much to read just from the public library. In other words, you can read comics for free. So I have so much to enjoy. I don't have to go out and waste coin on stuff.
Yeah, no, I'm definitely in that situation to a point where I reached out to one of the YouTuber and kind of get me in with the dealer or the who are will be interested in buying a collection, which I haven't heard from them. So wait another month, and next week Saturday I'll be going to Emerald City Comic Con, and I'll see the vendors there, and I'll get their name and their phone number, and see if they can come down and just grab it. Like I said, I'm not asking for arm and a leg. I just want them to kind of take away my collection that I no longer have any passion for. I'll just probably keep about 150 to 200 comic books so that I can still say like I still enjoy it, but I don't enjoy the whole aspect of buying anymore just for the sake of covers or first appearances. And the past couple of weeks, I've been kind of moving my mylar, comic book out of the mylar into the poly bag, and I was just going through it, and there's three boxes that I already have is ready to go, and I realized, God, why did I buy these comic books? And you know, so with that said, I think when it comes to buying, I won't be buying as much as like before, but like the Hush kind of thing, I do buy just for the sake of reading it to see what the whole story is all about, and along with the Ultimate Absolute Batman, that was a really great read. So that is something that I tend to, kind of read and see how that going is. I think there's a ultimate absolute Joker first appearance will be coming out in issue number 6, if not issue number 7. So look out for that as well too. But yeah,
It
um,
is kind of a bad market though to be selling comic books. I mean, the economy is really kind of crappy right now,
It
and
is.
people are like cutting back on stuff. You know, people just don't have as much dispensable income nowadays because of inflation, and they're just not spending on luxury stuff like vacations or comic books. So
See, the thing is that I was thinking the same thing. Like, who the hell will be buying comic books and thing? But there's actual still people are willing to spend stupid money on comic book, especially on this new releases. Have you heard about? Well, there's another whatnot exclusive on Red Hulk, right? It's a mystery pack. It's like opening up a pack of cards. You get a gold foil. You get a some kind of prism and thing. And I checked online on eBay. These limited print, self-generated limited print on are selling for 100, 200, even $300. You know,
I think this stuff's gonna go down. I think everything's gonna collapse.
well, I think it was about 6 months ago. I remember sometime last year there was that whatnot exclusive they did with the X-Men '92 with the Ultimate Spider-Man. You know, that red foil, gold foil thing. And I remember saying in 6 months this probably will be like $20 to $30. Believe it or not, there's still people are paying $200 to $300 on those foil, self-generated, limited print comic book that is exclusive. I was just mind blown. It's like people are saying that the economy is bad, nobody has money, but people are still buying into this gimmicks.
mm,
So I mean, kudos to the sellers, kudos to whoever buys it, and But as for this live chat here on and this panel member, I know Mr. Smith has stopped buying comic books, period, and for a very long time, and Ron also as well. Then it's been what several years, almost half a decade, from my understanding. You haven't bought anything.
yeah,
Um,
I bought a couple here and there, but not like what I used to do. You know, I used to buy something every week, and now it's like, oh no,
um,
I haven't bought that much. And you gotta go try it, David. Just do that cold turkey hard stop and just not buy anything. No cards, no comics, no nothing. And you'll realize how much money you can save
no,
by
Or
not
you
buying
can,
that stuff. And just go
or
to the public library. There are so many comic books there. You know.
yeah, no, I get you. But definitely, I have to go cold turkey, and
Well, I think you keep getting into this trap. You keep falling into this trap that people are buying stuff and they're spending a lot of money. Stop thinking that way. Just start thinking, I'm not going to spend money. If you start thinking like that and just stop,
yeah, here's a Dan. Yeah, you have slowed down, but I think I'm in your same shoes, like where I have slowed down, but at to a point where if I see a nice cover, like that Paul Green, that Vampirella, like I had to grab it. I don't know why, I just did. But
well, there's always going to be good covers. You'll always see great covers out there, but it doesn't mean you have to buy it. Okay. And even if it falls to $1, you don't have to get it. Okay.
no,
There are so many comic books you can enjoy for free. Okay. You don't have to own it. You already got a collection. Just be happy with what you got and don't spend money on stuff you don't need anymore.
yeah, yeah,
You don't need to get those cards. You don't need to get those sets. You don't need to get those comic books that look so cool. Just stop already.
yeah. I need to stop. Period. You're right. This is
Well, you know, I look at Donna Comic Book Junkie's,
oh
collection room. He can't even walk through that thing. So it's like, what is the end game for him? And every time I have that conversation with him about stopping, he still buys more. He still goes to the flea market. He still goes to conventions. He still goes to the sales. He does not stop. But you gotta think about what is it exactly he's trying to accomplish. it doesn't make any sense anymore. At one time his collection was cool. Now it's like, wait, it doesn't make sense.
Yeah, it didn't make sense to me 10 years ago when he said he had average about what over 10,000 comic books, and
He has a lot, whatever the number is, but
well, I think right here, I think Yvonne has said it. It kind of clarified. Collecting is more of an addiction and not about need. Yes, you're right, Hazeldan. It is an addiction to a point, but I think
so
when
you
it,
gotta replace that craving with something else.
yeah, I think I'm thinking about going back to smoking crack again. I think I would have a little bit more.
No, I
No,
mean,
you go have a nice dinner somewhere instead.
Well, I'll be just like Mr. Smith. I'll buy any type of accessory for my car. You know,
I think for you, David, the big thing you need to be super obsessed about doing every day is working out, doing push-ups, sit-ups, or joining a gym or whatever, and just get overly obsessed
go
about
there,
it.
Ron. Huh? You just have
Huh?
to go there. You have to go there.
No, I'm just saying to replace that craving, you have to find something else. And what is that something else? And the first thing that came to my mind was just working out. That's the first thing I thought of when just knowing you. I
Yeah.
mean, my fear is that you stop collecting comic books and cards and you replace it by buying something else like stamps or something else.
No,
No, don't do that.
no.
I'm just saying find something that you're not spending money on that you get obsessed about
Go
regularly.
have a nice meal.
No, that's the antithesis of what I just said.
Exactly.
Yeah, no, no.
Anyway, David, I'm
It,
just
it
saying.
is easier said than done. But yeah, I think I went through this whole emotional roller coaster. It seems like I go through this like every other year. After a while, you kind of see your collections like, am I happy with what I have, what I do not have, and kind of go through the whole book and say, why do I get this? Why do I get that? But I think this is the time because I think buying a house made me really realize that I don't have the type of luxury uh, or comfort to be buying all this type of comic books going forward. So I want to make it bare minimum. I want to keep at least about 150 to 200 comic books that I'll be very happy going back, even looking at things, and I think I'll be happy with that. I, and hopefully,
The thing that preoccupies my day regularly is investing because I'm less than 10 years away from retirement. And so I'm always looking at the market, always looking at something, to keep my money solid and strong. So I'm about 70% stocks and 30% bonds and cash. I'm trying to increase the bond portion of my portfolio. And that's busy. That's a lot of busyness studying that stuff. So that keeps me away from the comic book store. I don't go to the LCS. I don't. I admit I still go on eBay sometimes and look for that Black Widow book that I haven't gotten. But generally speaking, I keep my mind elsewhere, and that's what you gotta do, David. You gotta put your mind into something that just doesn't make you think about comic books anymore.
yeah, yeah, I have to. I have to. Like I said, it's easier said than done, but just change my whole aspect of thinking and putting my mind into all my energy into something else. It's got to take dedication, which I have been doing for the past 7 years when it comes to comic book. I mean, not as dedicated, but it was just more of addiction, I guess, to a point, and it becomes a habit form, and to a point where if you see something, you click buy and you get it. But yeah, you're right. Got to put my energies in
Yeah,
dedication.
and again, you don't have to spend money. I've seen this YouTuber for a long time. I think his name is Tristan Reads the Classics or something like that. He doesn't have a college education, so he didn't go to university. But man, he reads books, really hard classic novel books, and he talks about them. And you don't have to spend money doing that. You just go to the library, borrow a book, and you read it, and you really get into that book, which is something what Alex and I were kind of talking about months ago. David, you get yourself into a book, something that you really like, then you won't think about comic books anymore.
Yeah. Once that happened, our whole content will change. Instead of comic book, we'll talk
Well, no,
about.
no, we can still we can still talk about comic books. We can even bring into the conversation what we own, because I don't know all the stuff that you guys own. You know,
Yeah. Yeah. Anything you want to add, Mr. Smith, to this
No,
addiction?
I think Ron hit the nail on the head.
Yeah. I
He's
think.
got the point. And I think that I kind of did that in a sense when I decided to stop buying any. Well, I stopped buying like modern new releases. I don't know, maybe 3 or 4 years back, something like that. Like a
yeah,
couple of years at least 2 years. And then I was just buying the like CGC, Bronze, Silver Age stuff, and then some Golden Age stuff. But even that stopped completely. Like I'm not buying anything, and I'm just focused on different things now. I think that, well, Ron was saying he was giving like some constructive suggestions, like working out or maybe like going on a nature walk or something like that, or reading novels. All that's good. But I think that more recently, at least for me, I go on like the complete experience of, and people laugh at this, so you can make your comments and stuff, but it's nice to go out and enjoy a meal. Not I'm not talking about like fast food where you just get it done and the experience is over just as fast as it began, and you just sit down, enjoy a nice glass of wine, a nice meal, conversation with whoever you're with. Yeah, it's just different. I think I'm just focused on different stuff now.
You Yeah, got to work out. Definitely got to work out more. Put my energy into it. But I think it's more of. I think yeah. You know what? I just realized. I think what my problem is. I need to sleep a little bit early because
yes, it is better to sleep earlier than later.
yeah,
Yeah,
the time is that I'm lying in bed trying to fall asleep. I can't, and I'm on my phone. I'm
yeah,
looking.
you can't be doing that. So that's the thing that the exercise helps.
Yeah,
You do that exercise in the day, that fatigue helps you get to sleep. So if you generate that fatigue, you won't have no problems getting to sleep.
true, true. Dan SPL, just to let you know that I'll be dropping off um, your winning this coming tomorrow. So you look out for UPS. Um, so I'll be dropping that off, and just realized that he lives in Canada, so Canadian in the house. So shout out to him. And if you are following him on Instagram, he does buy a lot of cool covers and very limited print like metal covers and things. So yeah, just love
Yeah,
watching.
yeah, I mean, if I had all the money in the world, of course I would keep buying comic books. I would buy the cool covers. I would buy some of those vintage Batman stuff. I would go on and on. But it comes to a point sometimes where you go, wait a minute, my money could go somewhere else, and
Yeah.
my activities could be something else. Instead of going to the LCS, go to the library, or instead of reading comic books, read novels and work out. I mean, you just got to go switch that mindset somehow.
Yeah,
And I think my change in mindset happened even before the pandemic. I was starting to think, wow, this collection is kind of like pointless. There is some stuff I really like, but most of it I don't need.
yeah,
Yeah, I
yeah.
agree.
80%
Yeah,
of my collection I don't need.
yeah,
You
yeah.
know, and I was thinking about maybe I should just put everything on eBay and sell, but then I realized I don't have Gemini mailers, and I went on to see if to purchase some Gemini mailers, and those are not cheap.
I got a whole bunch of Gemini mailers. Maybe I could just mail them to you.
Yeah, why don't you mail
They're
that?
all used.
I don't. Well, the Gemini mails that I've been using is all used, so it's a second
Yeah,
hand.
you recycle them.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
recycled
why
it.
not? It's still fine.
Yeah, I'm still mad at my movers that they threw like hundreds of my Gemini mailers, which like, and that's only one thing that stops me from selling because I don't have Gemini mailers. Maybe I might have maybe 6 or 7 from the books that I have ordered that came in. But other than that, I mean, I have 3 short boxes on top with like shelves and shelves of comic books that I want to sell, but I can't because I'm just don't have the what is it, the products to package all this comic book when I do sell it. So
Yeah.
yeah.
So,
Well,
so you don't think it's possible just to hold on to your collection for a couple more years? I mean, is it really imperative that you do it now? I mean, because the
that's
market
just
is so
my
bad.
well, that's just how I work. If I'm in a set of mind to doing it, I want to get it done within the 3 4 months. But if I don't, then if nothing is done, let's say I go to Emerald City Comic Con, or even the person I reached out to, one of the YouTuber, I said by end of June, nothing happens, right? Then yeah, then I probably will say, you know what? All right, let's just sit on it to see what happens, and
Well, while you sit on it, you could savor it a little bit. Just open up some comic books you haven't even read yet. There's a lot in my collection I have not read yet. Like I remember Alex was talking about the Punisher Max. I got a lot of those. I've probably read only a fourth of it, and I wouldn't mind just breaking into those and just reading some of that because that stuff's really cool.
yeah. Well, it will damage my books though.
No, wear gloves, clean your
How much?
table.
How much do you think you're gonna spend at Emerald City?
Not much. I already it was $80 per head on
Ugh,
Saturday. Yeah.
God.
But when
Yeah.
you're there, how much do you anticipate that you'll spend?
Well, depending on the artist, I know Scott Williamson will be there. I don't know if I want him to do some sketches or not, which I
David,
won't.
you need a budget, David. Tell us your maximum amount you can spend.
You know what? If my max will be probably 200, and
200.
yeah, and it's not going to be on a comic book. It's probably on like this, like getting sketch or things done.
Do you really believe you'll only spend 200?
Yeah, because my wife will be there with me.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. I think the past couple of cons that I went with her, I spent less than a couple $100 on comic book related. But
And that's all you need to spend.
yeah,
You don't need to go.
art itself. I think these are more, I don't know, having, I guess, in
Yeah,
my,
they're nice. They're nice keepsakes, but
yeah.
you know what, David? Really, you don't need them.
No, I don't need them. But like I said, I'm probably going to take 200 and see what artists and who will be there, and if they have anything cool, I'll get it. If not, then I'll save $200. And this time around, I don't have any sports card or any Marvel related card that I want to get graded through PSA or so and so. So I'll be just going there for the aspect of enjoyment of seeing, being socializing, seeing and things,
Most
enjoying myself.
most likely, those wall books are overinflated.
Yeah, there will be.
And I can tell you, there's at least two or three cons that I've been to in my lifetime where I didn't spend anything. Okay, so consider doing that. Just
Yeah,
not spend.
I might take 5 CGC like main, like my NX, and what's that? First Laura Kenny 98, New Mutant 98. I'll take about 5 of those, the high end keys that I have in my collection, and see if I can do a good trade for a Silver Age or something.
Keep your expectations low.
I know, I know, I will, I
I
will.
mean, you gotta look at that economy. The economy is not great. Okay,
No,
Hmm.
it
you
is not
believe that Mutant 98 selling for $900 now?
great. What's it
It'll
supposed?
go lower.
It's
It'll go
supposed.
lower.
It's supposed to be.
Deadpool, first appearance of Deadpool.
Yeah, it'll go lower, I think.
You think? I think
I
that's
think
one
it'll
of the
go lower.
underrated comic book as of right now, for mine. Well, if in my opinion,
You
that's
know, I love the Deadpool movies. I really do, but I don't like Deadpool comics. They are just not my thing.
actually the night. Have you well, I'm sure you did. The New Mutant, when it first came out, Deadpool is not the same character as what we know or what he has became or become of Deadpool.
Wolverine too, not the same.
Not the same, you know.
Yeah.
It's so I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what happened. Definitely
You
will.
know,
Yeah.
David, I'll give you an example.
All
I
right.
know this stream is turning into like complete. It's to some people they might interpret it as going completely anti-comic or collector or anything. It's not like that. It's just I'll give you an example of what I did last time. Um, I had tickets to San Diego Comic Con last year, and I didn't go. I actually had the tickets and paid for it,
Wow.
and then I had a reservation on a hotel across the street, and I was still within the window of canceling without any repercussions. Like I wouldn't have been charged, it would have been fine. And the whole stay and trip, we calculated it, my wife and I. It was going to wind up costing, because we were going to buy original art, we were probably going to buy a book, and then buy some little souvenirs and stuff. And judging from the last time we went, which I think we spent about $4,000 to $5,000, this time it was going to probably be around 6 to 7,000. And I said, you know what? Maybe not. Let's just not go. I know that's hard to get the tickets. It's hard to get in. There's the lottery aspect to it, and that just sensationalizes things. Oh my God, I got in. I got to go and spend a bunch of money. So
Right.
what I wound up doing, I said, let's just go on a trip instead. Let's save the money. Let's put 3,000 in an investment account, and the other 3,000, we
On
can
an
go and
affordable trip.
yeah, we'll have an affordable trip. It'll be nice. We'll have nice meals. We can have, and enjoy ourselves for a couple of weeks. And that's what we did. So I wound up putting money away that's working for me and then still enjoying ourselves for 2 weeks somewhere else. So I just think that, yeah, it's a mindset. You like completely change the way you think about stuff.
Yeah.
Not to say that you should never, not to say that never buy anything comic book related again. No, but if you're going to do it, you have to really, really love what you're buying, and that's going to be meaningful. And you've evaluated it from an investment standpoint and aesthetics and artwork, and you're like, okay, yeah, this is a good buy, and the price is right. It's going to increase in value. I like the character. I like that. You've gone over it so thoroughly that after you purchase that thing, it's not like, okay, what else can I buy? You're over it in a couple of days. You shouldn't feel that way at the end. It shouldn't. You shouldn't feel pressured to buy it and then regret getting it and then feel exhausted at the end of the entire experience. I remember last time we were at San Diego Comic Con, I came back tired and my account was drained, and it was not like I didn't feel positive about anything really. Maybe like one piece of artwork that I bought, but for the most part, overall, it was like almost a negative thing. It was like, it's like, when you go to Vegas and you throw the dice and you're like, oh my God, I just lost $2,000. That was stupid. It's
What?
kind of had that similar vibe to me. And I was
Uh,
like,
well, you know what's the best type of investment or comic book that I enjoy is getting a book that I should have spent my money on instead of buying all those new releases. And I was on eBay one night and realized that one of my good friend was selling this book. Right, he had it on listed as auction, and I reached out to him and said, "Hey, how much are you willing to let go, or how much are you willing to get out the book that you have just listed?" He said, "What book is it?" And it's this particular book. I've been wanting this for years now, and it's a childhood thing. It's a nostalgia thing, and I don't know why I never put a trigger on it. Let me buy it from you. And he says, "I got you." He said, "What's up, 77713 Comics? What's up?" Then, and week after I come back from my Vegas trip, this was in my mail, and let me just show you what it is.
okay, nice.
So I was going to spend at least about 75 to 80. It's not a high end. It's probably very fine minus, if not, fine. But I'm come to a point where I'm happy with just having this issue, this comic book in my collection, and which I've been wanting this for over half a decade now. But I don't know why I never pull a trigger and spend money on all this stupid other things. So shout out to Freddy's, and he sent me this, and I was just blown away that his friend like this, and send you a book that you can just mark it out of your wish list and things like this. I'm very happy to have and very appreciative, and this is
I'm
the
just
best
I'm
type of.
just curious, David, your old group, Freddie's and Alex and Steven,
Yeah.
have they completely stopped?
I think as for Alex, as you know, he's still active. He's not as much as active as what he was
Mhm.
like few years ago,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
he still are into comics. As
I
for
don't know why.
and as for Master X Sprinter, um, because of his
He
yeah,
went, he
yeah,
went into
he,
taking care of his body. He
yeah,
started working out a lot.
yeah, he was a scrawny ass guy, but now
Yeah,
he's
yeah.
all
He's buff. Yeah.
buffed up and gained a lot of muscle mass. But
Hmm.
at the same time, he's also not completely done, but he's not as active on a social media part.
Hmm.
Um, yeah, he just posted a comic book haul, I think a few months ago. I think it was a month ago or so. Um, as for Steven, he's like completely out because due to his son
Yeah,
being so active in his uh, golf
yeah. See,
tournament and things.
Steven and I are kind of on the same trajectory. Our kids are going to be going to college soon, and that's going to cost a lot of coin.
Yeah, and then when it comes to Freddie, I think he's also active on eBay. He's selling most of his collection, but
Wow.
he still does go and get deals. He
Oh,
looks,
really? Okay.
you know, and yeah, he sent me this.
Mhm.
Bless him and thank you, Alfred. We'll cherish this forever, and this is definitely will be part of my 150 comic book that is in my collection. So, yeah,
Circling back to Alex's comment about San Diego Comic Con, I've lived in California most of my life, and for a long time it was my bucket list thing to go to San Diego Comic Con. But like with Alex said, I don't think it's worth the price. And going there where it's so crowded, I think I would absolutely hate that. Where I can't get to where I want to go. I think for me now, the creme de la creme of cons is Heroes Con in North Carolina, but I don't want to fly over there. So um, I think I'm kind of done with conventions.
are you?
I think so. I
Even
think
the
so. I mean,
small cons, you I
that
remember.
that Berkeley Comic Con is cool because it's just strictly comics. There's no artists. There's no cosplayers. But I don't have anything else to really buy nowadays. So
You know what?
what's the
You know
point?
what? To speak to what Ron's talked about right now, I just wanted to add something. I went to this is relevant to what Ron's discussing. I went to I came to a realization, which was kind of sad, but kind of like it's something that I've made peace with too. But I went to my wife wanted to go to Knott's Berry Farm, and I had been there in the past, and every single time I had gone in the past, it
Hmm.
was enjoyable and it was
Hmm.
fun. And this most recent time we went, I was just like, there's just like walking everywhere and people everywhere, and kids screaming and people sneezing everywhere. And then I got back and I was sick because I probably caught a cold from a kid or something like that. And I'm like, you know what? Probably not. I think that I'm done with the amusement park lifestyle and doing that type of stuff. It's just, yeah, it's gotten to a point where I just those things don't have the same meaning to me that they once did.
Yeah, my wife and I went to Knott's Berry Farms once, and that's all. That's all we need to do one time, and you don't need to go back. Go find something else. You know.
Interesting that we are very. I don't know. I guess we're kind of done with socializing with big crowds, getting in there, standing in line, dealing with crowds and things.
Well, I don't mind the crowd if I still have a chance of getting to see the artists I want to see. But from what I've seen at San Diego Comic Con, it's just impossible to get through those lines. At least that's what I
No, that's
perceive.
true.
But
You have to
you guys
wait.
experienced it. You guys experienced it, right? You guys
Right, in other cons,
Look
yeah,
at
yeah.
um,
have you maybe Ron, maybe David's heard of the book. Have you heard of Freakonomics? It's
no.
just this. Okay, I read it like probably 3 years back. I remember some of the book, but I don't remember everything in explicit detail. But the general idea was that when you make a decision to do something, that's that's going to put financial strain on. Not it's not necessarily financial strain, but it's going to cost you in some way,
Mhm,
monetarily, and
mhm.
you have to calculate what are the benefits of doing this thing? Are the benefits going to outweigh the cost? And the cost should be calculated in such a way that you include the time. How much is your time valued? Like is whatever you make, you could do it in simple terms. Your time could be what you would make hourly. So if you're making, let's just throw a number out there, $35 an hour. I'm going to stand in this line for 2 to 3 hours. So what am I doing? And I'm spending money. I'm waiting to spend money. My time waiting in the line, my time getting there, my time getting back, the gas I'm spending to get back and forth, and the food that's going to be required to purchase while I'm there. All that gets calculated in at the end of the day. Whatever I got, it worth it? If you look at things that way, it's more often than not, you're gonna, you know what, it's probably not worth whatever I'm doing here. So
But
it's a different
Alex,
way.
but I'm just gonna play the devil's advocate here. But
Go
it
ahead.
would make complete sense if you want to calculate everything into your time and the money that you spend. I can tell you that 90% of the things that we do is not worth having. We're doing, uh, you know.
True.
But
Watching Netflix for one.
yeah, I mean, even for me to sit down with my wife or watch Netflix, watching Richard for hours and things, that's like you said. If you want to consider as per hours, like me and if we've done something a little bit more productive, we could have. Is it worth $35?
Well,
Spend.
the point is, you don't have to take it to the extreme. Spending time with my wife or
No,
family.
I'm just using that as an example to a point where I don't want to calculate everything that I do is worthwhile or not. But like you said, standing in lines, I think a lot of people get lost in emotion to a point where they're at a con, like Ron would say, it depending on the artist or the writers
Right.
there, it's worth it. And I don't think anybody would consider, all right, I'm going to be standing in line for 45 minutes. You know, I know what you're getting at, but like I said, I'm playing the devil's advocate here. It's like when you go to a con, I think it's like more of an emotional experience that you don't. I can say majority of the people won't think that way.
Hmm.
Um, you know, it depending who you are. If you're a collector of that artist, yet regardless, if you're going to be spending in time 2 hours there, people will do that. If there are people that who's going to be flipping books, knowing that this will probably be a hot book, you get it for 50, you probably will sell it for 150. It's work time for them as well. But as for me, when I go there, it's more of an emotional investment for me to see what I can do there to enjoy myself, regardless if I spend any money or not. You know?
It's a
I see
nice
what you're saying.
pastime if you go. It's a nice pastime if you
Yeah,
go with somebody and
yeah.
you just socialize with them and just have fun. But overall, I'm kind of done with that experience. I don't need to do it again anymore. There's very few artists that I really would like to meet. Um, I'm kind of past that already. But I still don't mind reading my comic books. I think Hazel Dan recommended some X-Men stories. I think I read one of them right afterwards, and it wasn't bad. It's not my cup of tea, but it was still kind of a cool read.
Yeah, actually, if you like the X Men, I would recommend the all new X Men by
Mm.
Grant Morrison, and
Mm.
that was a pretty good story. The art sucks, but the storyline is all right. Yeah, all new. I think it was called the All New X Men. I think that's the one that has the Phantom X. I think
Mm.
storyline. I think that was by Grant Morrison. I think, but that was pretty good. But yeah, you guys are right. Going back to pretty much need to take a break. I probably will take a break, and hopefully, if everything goes through, like I said, my collection will be gone. 80% of it will be gone, and I'll be content with what I have. And when it comes to my sports card and thing, there is local card shop that they are willing to buy. They say as a so I'm not, like I said, I'm not asking for arm and a leg. I'm just looking to consolidate a lot of the things out of my home, out of my collection, and just be happy with what I have. And if it doesn't happen by June, like Ron said, I'll probably will, I don't know, enjoy it more for the next couple of years to see how the economy is happening. And if I have more Gemini mailers, which I hope that I don't accumulate anymore, because that means I've been buying more comic books during that time. But as of right now, yeah, I need to take a break.
But like Alex said, the comic book industry looks like it's on the verge of collapse. I'm surprised it hasn't collapsed and crashed
I
Yeah,
already.
don't think it's going to ever collapse. I mean, people were
I think
talking about it. I don't think it's ever going to collapse. I'm sorry. The how the comic book, the markets kind of evolve. Like, I don't think we'll see less and less more of the floppy intangibles, physical copies. I think there'll be more of the digital copies out there. Maybe they might go more into trades than anything is possible. But um, they just, from this is just from the data I got from the YouTube channel. I do have this, YouTube studio. Average age that watches this channel, my channel, is from 35 to 65 years old.
That's definitely me.
Yeah. So it means that this comic book in general is not for young kids anymore. The majority of the market is shifted to a point where we were aged at that time, but we still have this nostalgia of trying to collect and still, trying to relive our childhood, I guess you'll so say. And
I think that I think it'll come to an end though. At some point, I'm not saying
yeah,
that comic
eventually
books
when
will
we
go.
all die, it probably will be not as active as of right now.
I
But
don't think it'll go into non-existence. I just think it won't be as vibrant as what it has been in the last 5 years. It won't do that. I think it's going to be done, and we're in the age of electronics and digital entertainment.
yeah, you're
That's
absolutely
weird.
right. And even Marvel at one time they were giving away digital copies or digital code within the comic book so you can read it, and trying to get that people getting into that digital format of reading comic book, and which I did myself. And you know what, actually it's not bad. It's not bad. um because there's some books that I figure, you know what, I'll try reading it without buying the physical, and if I like it, I'll do it. And this is exactly what I did with the Absolute Batman. I read it digitally and I loved it. I figured, oh, you know what, this is something that I don't mind having a physical copy of it, and which I did. And yeah, and then even 713, people spending a lot of money on Instagram comic book live sale. It's there's a lot of formats. There's eBay, there's whatnot, there's Instagram, there's Facebook, there's Macari, there's also format. People are spending money, but what I'm saying is people that who's spending money who collecting comic book are aged from late 30 to 60 years old. You know, and as we get older, I'm 55 years old. I probably get another 10 more years before I retire. I will see another change in how the comic book market is. How it was decade ago, 10 years ago, compared to now, it significantly has changed. You know, even in the YouTube, even this whole format, nobody's doing haul anymore.
You know,
There's barely anybody who shows comic books saying, "This is my recent pickup. This is so and so." It's more about going live, what we are doing right now, and most of the content will be, these are hard books to find. These are ghost book. These are so and so and so. These are you know, and guess what? I'm sure even their age brackets will be probably same as mine, from 30, mid 30, all the way to 65 years old. So
yeah, that's primarily because people have their careers set by that age, you know. But even still, I don't think people really want to waste their dispensable income anymore. There's so much more to put your money into rather than
yeah,
comic books. I know there's people still buying, but I think the quality of comic books nowadays is just not there.
yeah, it's shit. 90, I said 95% of the comic book that is released out there, the storyline sucks. I can tell you right there, right now.
Mhm.
And I've been telling people like, oh, you're just buying it for the cover, and that's all it is. It's the appeal of having a great comic cover for people to tend to buy more of those because it's the cover, it's the art. Nobody really give a shit about the story unless a lot of people. There's a lot of influence that will say, hey, you know what, this comic book is a great read. Until then, the cover is the one that's gonna people will tend to buy more. It said YouTube was awesome back in 2019. A lot of people did room tours, showed off their collection. Yeah, and that's the era that I grew up in. I started my YouTube channel in 2005. I started doing my haul back in 2017. Back then, all you do is hauls. All you do is show what you got. Even Ron back then, he shows the pickups that he has done. Believe it or not, he did. Go check out his channel. Um, even for Alex, I mean, for Mr. Smith, he also did comic book hauls. He did some market watch of certain books that he picked up. Where are we now? Where is this market now? And yeah, I I'm not afraid that this will end anytime soon, but it will definitely will change in the next 5 to 6 years again. And we just have, and if I want to keep doing this, I have to kind of change my old, my way of doing things as well. But I'm doing this for fun, so I'm not going to change. I'm not going to put more money into what I'm doing. I will put my video out every 2 to 3 days on the 5 books, you know, and I'll probably get a 35 to 50 views, which I'm happy with. And if I help somebody out with that, I'm great. Um, but it's just more of the people that who watches my channel. It happens to be old timers, the people that we have supported each other for over within the decade or so, you know. So,
Yeah, Don the comic book junkie was complaining about the YouTube comic book community a couple weeks ago.
oh
He
god,
was saying that all he sees now is people trying to sell or doing auctions or something like that, and
maybe there's something that
promoting their Whatnot channel.
like really nobody really cares if you have a $20,000 comic book in a, like you said, Ron, on a room that he can barely get into anymore. You know, um,
You got to admit it's kind of fascinating.
it is, it
It's a
is,
crude.
and also going back to my daughter, my two daughters in Hawaii. They're 24, 25 years old, and I'm trying to get them into comic, which they never did. But I realized they're just stuck. They have doing a lot of online gaming, you know, and
Is that for free or is that with a
free.
price?
Or I don't know. Some of the books that I mean, some of the games that they do. But the thing that caught my attention was it's those Pokemon online. Those digital things that even at one point I think Joshua was doing, opening up those electronic pack. And that's what my kids are doing right now. They're doing electronic, so they're not actually buying packs, going to Targets or going to a hobby shop and buying. They're actually going online and opening up free packs and to see if they get a hit or not. So
Yeah.
eventually, will comic book ever be that way? I'm sure they will one day, but not anytime soon. Like I said, we're when that 30-year-old becomes a 60-year-old, maybe more digital, but this comic book market is not going to die out anytime soon.
Hmm.
Yeah, it will not. I think there's specifically will be targeted more of hard to find books, and also to do with when con exclusive will come, it will have that burst of sales within the month.
But you
But
know that FOC that you just went through with us at the top of the hour? I mean, there was only one book that really caught my interest, that Old Man Daredevil. That was it. The other ones I didn't really care about.
yeah, same here.
The G.I. Joe was a cool cover, but I wouldn't get it. What was that? You have a cat or something?
I don't know. But don't pay attention. Probably something that blew. Probably a
Your,
wind that blew my.
your collection falling apart there?
Uh,
That's symbolism.
There you go.
shit. But no. Daredevil on Netflix. I mean, on Disney Plus will be coming out in few days. I think. Born Again.
You know, Charles Cox hinted something terrible happened. I'm betting Karen Page dies. That girl is in so much. Always in so much danger. She's gonna get herself killed. I bet.
Oh, not Foggy.
Well, I'd rather Foggy die, but
I'd rather have Foggy than Karen. Karen is a hot. I mean, I'm sorry.
Karen is beautiful. That's a beautiful Karen Page. I'm telling
She
you.
is. She is.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I saw what's the new movie coming out? It's called Thunderbolts. Should be coming
Mhm.
out in. Is it this month?
I think it is coming out sometime soon, but I just don't really care.
That is.
Those to me are like second tier characters, lower class characters you don't really care about.
Well, I mean, I don't mind the new Black Widow. I like the part that I like the characters. She does have a little bit of sense of humor. At the same time, it's easier on the eyes. Like how Natasha was with what's her name? Who played Black? Oh, Natasha.
Scarlett Johansson.
Thank you. But I'm not really excited about Sentry. You know,
Mm. Is that coming out sometime soon?
what Sentry? Yeah, I think he will be that new character. Thunderbolts film in 2025, which will be coming
It's gonna
out.
be dead.
You think?
I'm not even sure I'm interested in the Doctor Doom thing coming out with
Yeah.
the Avengers. Um, I don't know. We'll see.
Wait, released. Oh, it's in May. It's not even in March. It's in May. God, we got a couple more. Release date is on May 2nd.
I'll wait for it to go streaming.
Yeah, that's right. Because that's right. It's gonna be Thunderbolts. Then it's gonna be Superman by James Gunn, which I'm really looking forward to. Um, then you got the Fantastic Four.
Yeah, I don't have to go to theater to watch those. I can wait.
Come on, Ron. You got to watch the Fantastic Four.
Well, the big screen experience in the movie theater, it's expensive. I don't need to go. I can just watch it on my big screen TV at home.
Talking about, I'm glad we brought this up. Do you feel that because of the streaming services that the theater, the whole experience and thing is dying because not
Oh,
people because
that's a contributor.
and also I want to add to a point. Do you feel that because of the pandemic that happened 4 years ago, kind of diminished the whole theater,
It's a
experience?
contributing factor. I would say, I'll put it this way: whatever's we become a society of convenience. So whatever is the least complicated and the least effort required, people are probably going to go the path of least resistance. That's even in, evolutionary impulses. When you see an animal in the woods and they can go around this way, and it seems it's easier, but there's a trap for them, or there's branches over here. It's going to go around where it seems like it's clear, even if there's a trap, and it doesn't detect that there is. It's just that's the nature of things. Whatever's simple, if you could stream everything remotely, not have to go out. And I think that you're right about the pandemic. It's changed how we socialize with one another. But I think that more compelling than those, and people might argue with me on this, it's just the art has deteriorated into crap. Like there's nothing, the acting ability, the writing, the quality of the scripts that are written now, everything is automated. And I know that people claim that it's not. Let's put it this way. Let's say that I have a halfway decent idea for a film, and I literally mean halfway decent. And I don't have the abilities or talents to develop that script to its full capability. So what I do is I go to an AI machine and have it do the rest of the work for me. What happens when you do that is that you have these seemingly mass-produced feel to the artwork. It's like everything has a generic structure that's just very similar to just like all those action movies, all the Fast and the Furious films, and it's like, okay, it's gonna be a heist, and we're all gonna try to steal these cars, or do this crazy mission where everything blows up, and it's just the same crap regurgitated over and over again. And it doesn't have to be action. It could be that same thing applies to almost every genre. It's just everything is, it's bad. It's bad quality. All the films that are coming, it's with the exception of some like European independent films and stuff, because they've retained some of the integrity, uh, even now, even in these times. But less people watch those types of films because they're unknowns. The actors, they're oftentimes unknowns. They're doing the film for the first time. But those films are some of the most compelling performances that I've seen. And I just think that we're a country of mass production and manufacturing. And yes,
I totally agree that all the resources being put into a quality film is just not there anymore. The resources are spread thin because there's so many independent films coming out. But what I miss most about going to theater is that when it's really packed and the audience is reacting to what happens on the screen. Um, I don't want to go to a packed theater anymore because I'm afraid of cooties or whatever, or people bothering me with their cell phones.
or
But
$80 popcorn.
yeah, yeah. I mean, it's not an inconvenience to drive to theater. The closest IMAX theater to me is less than 10-minute drive, so it's not
But
far. It's not hard to go there, but just the price
but
and
if
to
you
sit there,
feel
you know.
if you feel the art that you're going to watch isn't if you feel the quality is going to be substandard, why would you go through all the trouble to make that type of investment?
Yeah.
The
Well, for
time and the
me, it's
trip.
action. For me, it's action to be entertained. That's why I go see action movies, and that's the only thing that I'll watch is action. Probably few horror, just to get my blood pumping. To be on my edge of my seat, thinking something's gonna pop up or something gruesome's gonna happen. But it's more of an action, and I think that's what DC and Marvel has have provided, regardless if it's bad or not. It was just more of, like I said, back. I remember I said a few years back. I think we are so um spoiled with all this what has happened with the earlier MCU. Now they're thinking, oh, the storyline is bad, the acting is bad. But the thing is, this is actual character that we read when we were teenagers in a live action movie, and that is still is part of me saying, wow, I'm still get to experience this at a theater with the sound, with the sound system and the big screen, and you have Superman flying and things like that. I mean, can you go back and see what Christopher Reeve the Superman movie was? Remember when he first came out? Remember how
Yeah, the first one was great.
yeah, it was
After
great.
that, kind of went downhill.
It was great to a point where we get to see Superman on a big screen actually flying and all that other CGI whatever they used back then. I mean,
David,
yo,
real quick, I know apologize. I know I'm interrupting you, but there's a point that I don't think I stressed well enough. I think I did a little bit, but I didn't get to the center of it. What I've noticed is that over the last, I'll say 15 years even, there's this like concerted effort to there's this very obvious now. It's more obvious now than it was initially because it was more on the periphery of the art. Like, okay, we're going to use these special effects and these little, and it started with Avatar. And I saw Avatar when it was released, didn't like the film when I first saw it. And I will acknowledge that the special effects in that film were impressive. Aside from that, I really didn't think anything else was as compelling as the special effects. But because it was so successful and it was the #1 movie and it made $1 billion, or it had set a record of some kind, I
yes,
think. So fine, look at this success of this film. What was the compelling factor in its success? Was the special effects and all these beautiful things to dazzle the audience with. Well, if that's the case, we'll spend less money on the script writing and less money on the structure of what we're doing here, and it'll be a fireworks show. It'll be look, have the monkey be entertained by this thing dangling in front of him, and he doesn't need to use any critical thinking skills. He can just be entertained by these beautiful lights and things, and everything else loses its meaning over the next 15 years. The shift from the story, the storytelling, the writing, the acting, and the performances, less emphasis is on that, and more emphasis is on let's make it very pretty, and it'll just be so you can suck as an actor. We'll cast you. You suck, but we're going to cast you anyways, and it's going to make money because we have all this technology working for us. And I don't know. I think it's
no, 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 no.
disgusting.
I think you got a point there. Is to a point where I am one of them monkeys. I like the spectacle of actions and blowing things up and things. I mean, don't get me wrong. The whole reason I go to theater, especially on an action movie, is to be entertained. I think that's the main thing. When you go there to see, are you entertained? Yes, I am entertained. And if I don't, I'll probably will never see that type any saga of that title or that movie again. And one thing that I'm sure that kind of lost his luster for me is Star Wars. I remember when I during 19 it was 1978 when when first stand in line for 3 hours to watch Star Wars: The New Hope. It blew my mind. The didn't have the type of technology they have right now, but they still made it so unreal to a point during that era. They made that kind of movie. I was just blown away. Now you're right. The storyline suck is regurgitated to a point where it's the same story plot but different actors. Even the CGI is not as impressive as I was impressed back in when like 1970. I might sound like an old man, but like I used to walk 10 miles to go to school, but it's true, you know.
Listen, all right. So, for example, did you watch No Country for Old Men?
Oh yes, that was a great
Okay,
movie.
so that film, I don't remember there being like insane explosions and all this technology and all this crazy. No, it was interactions between people. One of the most memorable scenes in that film that was probably really cheap to shoot was the gas station scene with the old man, and he's flipping the coin, and it's understood that had it flipped heads or tails or what, I forgot which it was, the old man would have got blown away or killed or whatever. But
Regardless.
yeah, it wasn't. There was so little dialogue there, and so little. That scene was not expensive. The way that it wasn't expensive, the way they did it, it was the sense of suspense, and it's like, what's going to happen? These two guys are looking at each other, and is he going to kill the old guy? Is he going to be able to? The, you make scenes like that. To me, that's more entertaining. But maybe I'm in a minority. I might be in a minority on that type of thing.
Yeah, that writer is so awesome, Cormac McCarthy. So he also made The Road, so that was a great movie too. And the next thing that they're going to make of his is Blood Meridian, I believe, and that's supposed to be really violent. So I think they take their time with those movies. You know, they put a lot of quality resources into it and wait till it's really good. But I like both of those stories, but I mean both of those movies. But I haven't yet read the book version of it yet.
Okay, yeah.
And I definitely want to.
Yeah, I mean that was a great movie. I was on the edge of my seat throughout the whole movie. You know.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's crazy.
And that, and I think that was another one. Is I don't know if you like the storyline, but even Sicario.
Oh
Yeah,
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 yeah.
that was
Both of
super
them, both
intense.
of them were good.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Super intense. Yeah,
Yeah, it was to a point where who's the bad guy, who's
yeah,
what the hell's going on?
yeah.
I was on the edge of my
Yeah.
seat thinking, God, this, and at the end of the movie, I walked out like, God damn, I was entertained. You
Yeah,
know,
but I didn't have to go to theater. I watched it at home.
no,
It's so good.
yeah, even that what the country for old man, I mean country for old man. I mean, I saw that on theater, and the thing that I saw that on Netflix. I was in Netflix or was in Prime, but I saw it at home as well. Same thing. Even Sicario on theater. And the thing that it loses is the sound effects. It's just that's the only thing that I'm still going in is that sound effect that
Well, you could turn up the volume on your
no,
TV
it's different. It's different. So my wife got
speaker.
home theater speakers. It's a
Yeah.
it's a sound bar that has a woofer in the back, and you do still have that. Sometimes I would just turn on Star Wars, just get that whole feel of. And it does have it, but it's a little bit different than watching it on theater.
Mm.
But just going back to what Mr. Smith was saying about storyline and husband, just like a monkey. Here's the spectacle be enjoyed. You know, you're right. Storyline sucks most of the movie that comes out. They don't make movie like how you used to. But you know, I like to go see action movie and be entertained for even for an hour and a half or 2 hours.
What about the Mission Impossible stuff? Did you like any of that?
Um,
Because it's
Mission,
action.
Mission Impossible. It was good. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it. Anything that has an espionage or things like that, I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it. Um, I can't wait till Henry Cavill. They play harmonica. I can't wait until I watch every James Bond movie out there. I'm entertained on every single one, regardless who the
Yeah,
actor is. And
yeah.
and I found out that Henry Cavill is going to be the new 007 that they casted. And
I'll believe it when I see it.
yeah, there was a story like he's been cast. But the thing is, like, I love those type of movies, like 007, Mission Impossible. What was the other movies that they have done? Tom Cruise. Oh, for Day of Past Tomorrow, something like that. With
Emily Blunt.
Yeah, with Emily Blunt, he dies and he keep coming back, relive the moment again. I enjoyed it. It was
I
so
like that movie. Yeah.
I was entertained.
Mhm.
Action, good acting, decent acting. Emily Blunt, you can't go wrong with her. She's really easy to eyes. Um, but yeah,
I still remember seeing Minority Report in a packed theater. That was a fun experience with everyone
that
in
movie
there.
I did not enjoy. I don't know
You did
why.
enjoy that? Oh, I
No,
love it. I love that movie. It's so good.
no. I did watch it at the point where all these gadgets, like, wow, that's kind of fascinating, but I
Mhm.
didn't like the storyline of it.
Mm.
But it was a good action movie. I was entertained, but I didn't like it. Um,
Okay, so your favorite Tom Cruise movie is what? Don't tell me Reacher.
oh no,
He's not a good
Pe-
Reacher.
people gonna say, "Are you crazy?" But it's what was his very first? God, I forgot.
I like A Few Good Men.
No, not even
I
that.
like that one too.
Um,
That's a nice movie. That's well made.
I like Jack Nicholson on that movie. Uh, but Tom Cruise movie has to be his very first one that actually made him who he is. But if
Top Gun?
no, no, God, what was it? He
What is it?
he's the it was the one that he threw a party, and there was this like this for uh, Fabergé, or this crystal egg that was taken. He had to get it back. Oh
The
God,
one where he's with the prostitute?
yeah. What was the
Oh, okay, okay. Where
Is
he's
that Risky
dancing.
Business?
I think
yes,
it's Risky
Risky
Business.
Business.
Yeah.
That and Tropical Thunder is the two. There's another one that I like.
That's not a Tom Cruise movie.
Yeah, but Tom
he
Cruise was.
has a small
I didn't know that was Tom Cruise until they.
I didn't either. Oh man, that was good.
Oh man, I can't believe Robert Downey Jr. did not win an Oscar for that performance he did in
He
that movie.
shouldn't.
He, he
He should have won for Chaplin, but he did win for that Oppenheimer. I think
yeah, for
yeah, he
I think
definitely deserved it for that. That's a good movie.
he looked old in that movie.
Oh yeah,
He looked
yeah,
old. He looked
yeah.
very old. Yeah. Um,
Florence Pugh, so naked.
isn't she hot? God,
When you're at my age, you
you
don't
seen
see
it
a lot.
all.
You anyway, no comment.
Yeah, I mean, I think she's like a pleasing to eyes. I mean, but
Oppenheimer is a good movie, but I'm not going to see it again. I saw it once. I don't need to see it again. You know,
yeah, I think that
it's a good movie if you see it over and over and over and over again, but that's not something I want to watch again.
there is one movie that I don't mind watching over and over again, maybe once every 2 years, is Shawshank Redemption. Is
Oh yeah, that is a good movie.
that
Yeah.
is one movie that I don't mind watching once every year or two. Just
Stephen King, great story.
and the actors in that Tim Robbins and was that
But a flop. It's a flop in the movie
it
theater. No
was
one's going to see that. I kind of wish I did see it in the theater. You know.
that was a great movie. I remember.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I love that movie.
Is the reason that there was another film that won an Academy Award that they claimed stole its thunder. I forgot what film it was. It was released the same year. They partially blamed that was why it wasn't as successful because this other film was released the same year. I forgot what it was though. It was a big movie.
Yeah,
Huh.
I think Shawshank was up for an Oscar, but it didn't win. Let me see if I can find it. It's like, why did Shawshank Redemption lose?
I'm trying to see which. Which other movie? I forgot what it was. It was a big. Was it Forrest Gump?
Oh yeah, I think it is Forrest Gump.
Yeah, it was Forrest Gump. Yep.
Okay, I think that's why it didn't do, because Forrest Gump was released the same year.
I mean, Forrest Gump is a great movie too.
Yeah, that's a
It
quality
was.
film.
It was. It was.
So original. Oh my god.
You know what? One of my favorite films is As Good as It Gets.
With Jack Nicholson?
Jack Nicholson and Helen Hunt.
As good as
That's a
it
good.
gets. Oh, that was a
Oh,
fun.
I
That
have
movie has
I've
the
not
one
seen
of the
that.
best one-liner.
I have not seen the movie, so I don't know.
You haven't seen it.
You have to see it, Ron.
It had Jack Nicholson has one of the best one-liner.
That's a movie worth watching.
Yeah. See, they don't make movies like that, right?
Yeah, they don't make movies like that anymore.
Yeah, with Helen Hunt. I remember that movie. Until this day, I'm still trying to find it on streaming service, but there's none.
You could probably rent it, you know.
Yeah, I mean, you can rent it or you can buy it
It's
on.
worth the rental if it's only for rent. Yeah, that's one of those films. I've probably seen it about 7 or 8 times now. It's just fun to watch that film.
Was Greg Kinnear in that movie?
Yes, he's the gay guy. He's a
Yeah.
gay artist.
I like Greg Kinnear in Little Miss Sunshine. Did you ever see that movie?
No, I didn't.
I think I did.
That's such a good movie. You should see that. Greg Kinnear is such a loser, and the acting is so good.
Yeah, I mean, he did good acting on that Good as It Gets.
I'll go see it. But you got to see Little Miss Sunshine. You'll love it from start to finish.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, yep. It's so damn good, especially you, David. I know you will like it.
But there's naked girls in there.
No, it's not quite.
Yeah,
Tell David to watch Caligula.
Caligula?
Caligula. I have
What
not
is
seen
that?
Caligula. I've not
It's
seen
based on the ancient Roman emperor Caligula.
Oh.
It was
I see.
produced by Hustler.
Ooh.
It's a crazy film.
Ooh, I like that.
It's
Hustler.
very
Man.
hedonistic. Is that the word?
Yeah, it's hedonistic. It's pretty depraved.
Yeah.
It makes Game of Thrones look like Disneyland.
I don't think I can see Caligula.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, now, thinking about it, I mean, yeah, as much as am entertained with this current movie, they don't make movies like it was back then. No.
If you go back and watch all the Oscar nominated stuff, I don't think I would like the majority of them, but I bet I would find at least 2 or 3 that I really love. But it's hard to go watch those movies because the distribution's just not there. Just
Okay.
like the one that's out right now that is up for an Oscar, that's a strong contender. It's a Brazilian film, I think, and I don't even know if I want to watch that story. It's so sad.
Well,
But I didn't watch both Top Gun movies. Did you watch both Top Gun movies, David?
I did watch the Top Gun, the first one. I did watch the second one. It's the same damn freaking
Same story.
storyline.
I didn't see either of them.
Oh, really?
No. Yeah.
Hmm.
All right, so I got a list of movies going all the way back to 1945. Let's go back to Let's go to 1978. All right. You know what? Let's go back to 75. Wait, you know what? Let's go to early 70s. Okay. Would you watch Patton?
Yeah. Patton's a good film.
I've not seen Patton. I've always wanted to, but I've not seen it yet.
Well, that won the Best Picture in 1970.
100%. I have a Blu-ray copy of that.
71, The French Connection. Would you watch that?
I've not
Yep,
seen
I
that
saw
one.
it.
I've not
It's
seen
awesome.
Yeah.
That's with Gene Hackman.
Gene Hackman.
Yes, Gene Hackman. Rest in peace.
Yeah, yeah.
Godfather.
I've
Yep.
seen that many times.
Yeah.
Oh my god, that's so good.
So that won the best picture in 1972. 73, The Sting with Paul Newman, Robert
I did
Redford.
not see that.
All
I
right.
didn't see it.
So that was the best picture when 1973.
I
All right.
love Paul Newman though. I love Paul Newman in The Verdict, and I love
And
Paul
The
Newman in
Hustler.
The Hustler. Yes,
Hustler
Yeah.
was good. Hustler was good.
so good. Oof,
All right. So in 74, Godfather Part 2.
Yep.
definitely deserved it.
And One Flew Over the
One
Cuckoo's
Flew Over
Nest.
the Cuckoo's Nest. Jack
I've,
Nicholson.
I've only seen that once. It is a great film, but I don't want to see it again. You know,
It's
It's
sad.
a great, I think overall it's a great acting. It's just
it's
overall.
funny and sad, and it's kind of it's
Yeah.
just something I don't want to see again. You know?
All right, 1976, Rocky.
Yep.
Never seen
Rocky's a good film.
it.
Yeah,
Good film. Yeah.
right. And this is one movie we probably won't watch. It's a Woody Allen movie in 77 called Annie Hall.
No, I've never
Never
seen
saw
that.
it.
No.
No.
Diane Keaton and Tony Roberts. That won the best picture in 77. So here's the one that I haven't seen it, but I would love to watch it. The Deer Hunter.
Yeah.
I've seen that. Yeah.
It's a good with De Niro.
That is
Yeah,
good.
De Niro and Christopher Walken.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
And
don't
here's
see it
one.
again, though.
Kramer versus Kramer.
Yes, excellent.
I never
Excellent.
saw that. I need to see it.
It's so good. So good.
1979, Best Picture. Here's 1980. We're in the 80s now. Or Ordinary People with
Oh,
Donald
excellent.
Sutherland, Mary Tyler Moore, and Judd Hirsch.
Never saw it.
Never
Well,
seen
Timothy
it.
Hutton Timothy Hutton won the Oscar for that movie.
Yeah, Robert Redford won the director.
Yes,
Yeah.
it's excellent.
All right, Chariots of Fire.
I've only seen it once. Like,
Pass for
No.
me.
yeah, it's not my thing.
Yeah.
It is good. It's definitely good.
What about Gandhi?
Yeah. Gandhi's an excellent film.
I've not seen Gandhi. No.
It's very good. It's very good.
That's for me. I saw it once and that's it. How about Terms of Endearment in 1983?
Jack Nicholson again in there.
Yes.
Saw it. Yeah.
And it was directed by James L. Brooke.
Yeah, it's worth seeing one time, but
Yeah.
not another time.
All right. The next one is Amadeus. I don't know how
It's
the
good.
fuck this movie won.
It's
It's
good.
a good film.
It's good. You got to admit that's a great film.
You think? I did not like this movie.
The actor that plays Mozart is really excellent.
F.
Yeah.
I love
Murray
the way he
Abraham.
portrayed it. Huh?
It's called Murray Abraham.
No, that's the other guy.
Oh, Tom Hurst.
Yeah, Tom Hulse or
Hulse?
something like that. Yeah. That guy's
All right. Here's another one by Sidney Pollack. Is Out of Africa with Meryl
I have
Streep.
not seen that.
Haven't seen it.
Yeah, it's a. Yeah, so it's all
That's
right.
adult
never watch it
contemporary
again.
drama.
All right. Here's one movie that I saw and I loved it. Platoon in 1986.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a super good film. Do you know the history behind that film? Okay, real quick, I'll just give you a brief thing. So that was shot, I think in, oh man, where was it? I don't know if it was shot in Cambodia
Philippines, I think.
or
wasn't
the
it?
Philippines. Yeah, and they were having, what was crazy that added an element of realism is that they were having a revolution down in the Philippines at the time. Like there was actually tanks in the streets and crazy stuff going on, and the cast didn't even know it was going to happen. They're like, "Are we going to get killed, or what's going on over here?" And
Yeah, I remember.
also-
I remember reading something about it. There was going to pull the shoot out of it, but Oliver Stone decided to go with it.
yeah, he's like, let's try to do it. Let's use this for the creative formula here. And then also he had an actual platoon sergeant that fought in Vietnam take them out into the jungle and purposely mislead them and have them get lost out there, so that they would look exhausted and destroyed for the scenes.
Yeah.
So they actually thought they were going to die, and
They probably
and,
weren't.
yeah. And what's his name? Why can't I think of his name? That kind of eccentric actor.
William Defoe.
Yeah, Willem Dafoe. He wound up drinking. There was a dead bison in the river, and he didn't know it, and he wound up drinking the water, and he was like deathly ill for a long time. Yeah, it was crazy.
That's
If you look, yeah, that's a cool. It's a crazy film.
All right. Next one in 1987, The Last Emperor.
That's an interesting film. It's a one-time watch for me.
Yeah.
Who's in The Last Emperor?
John Lone, Joan Chen, and Peter O'Toole.
It's about the last dynasty of China, right, or something.
I did see that. Yeah. That's a hard movie to digest. I gotta say.
Yeah, it's a slow burn story.
Yeah,
It's talking about what almost 3 hour long. All right, this one I think everybody will agree with Dustin Hoffman, Tom Cruise, The Rain Man.
Yeah,
I didn't like it as much as the other Dustin Hoffman and other Tom Cruise movies. It was a good movie, but it's not top of my list. You know.
165. I don't know, man. He just really played it well in this one. All right, the next one here is Driving Miss Daisy with Morgan Freeman, Jessica Tandy, and Dan Aykroyd. I
haven't seen it. Yeah,
haven't seen it. Dances with Wolves with Kevin Costner.
I didn't like. I saw it. I didn't like that film at all.
One of my
it was super slow.
Yeah, I've not seen it.
No, I don't like a lot of the Kevin Costner that he started in, especially with Robin Hood. That was stupid. All right, I think we'll all agree on this one. Number 30, coming at 1991. We're at the 1990s already. Is Silence of the Lambs.
Hell yeah, dude! That's actually one of my top 5 films of all time.
You know what ruined that movie for me is I went on a date with a gal that I didn't like, and that just ruined the movie for me. So for every time I see that movie, I think of her, and it's like, oh, it just ruins it.
Yeah. and the serial killer that was what played was actually the same player. Was that same? Actor from Country for Old Men or wrote something like that, isn't it?
I don't know. I don't think so.
This is a different author. Yeah, it's not the same writer.
No, not the same writer, but I think it was the same actor that portrays that serial killer. Scott Glenn, is that his name?
No, I don't think he was in that.
No.
Scott Glenn was the FBI director.
Oh no, yeah, you're right. Scott Glenn is the.
He's the mentor of Clarice.
The guy, the serial killer, Buffalo Bill. He was he played one of the cops in the movie Heat.
Yes, and he was also in Monk.
Oh
yeah,
yeah.
That's right. Because he has a very distinctive, very deep voice. You know.
Yeah. He's talented.
He is. He will be. I think he's playing what Galactus in Fantastic Four, isn't it?
What? Really?
That's crazy.
I don't think so.
Well, I think I'm just giving out fake news or not. I agree. All right, so 1992, Unforgiven by Clint Eastwood.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's a good film.
So good.
Yeah. Oof. Here's one other movie that I enjoyed watching was Schindler's List on 1993 with Steven Spielberg.
Yeah.
From beginning to end, so good.
Yeah. Here we are, Forrest Gump, 1994. Robert
Zemeckis. Yeah, that beat out Shawshank, yeah.
All right. Next one is Braveheart. Would you watch Braveheart?
It was okay.
I loved it. But I don't want to see it again. It's kind of sad.
English Patient in 1996.
Really good. Slow, but really good.
Never saw it.
No. Here's one movie that I'm sure everybody have seen, Titanic.
It was okay. I think the reason. Go ahead.
No, go ahead. It's okay.
I think the reason I didn't like it as much is because everyone was so obsessed with it. They're like, "This is the greatest movie ever," and "Oh my God, this is so bad." Any movie in the world, this is the best. It's better than anything. I think because people said that, I didn't like it.
It was the nipple that did it for me. All right, next one is Shakespeare's in Love with Gwyneth Paltrow. I don't know how the hell this movie won the Best Picture.
That is an excellent movie. I wouldn't see it again though.
This movie I enjoyed, American Beauty with Kevin Spacey.
Oh yeah, yeah. That's a crazy movie.
That's
Right.
that's uncomfortable, but yeah, excellent movie.
Gladiator in 2000. So we're in the 2000s,
Yeah.
guys.
2 thumbs up.
Two
That's
thumbs
Yeah.
excellent.
up. Yeah, I don't like the new version of the Gladiator 2.
I'm
No,
not gonna
that's
even bother.
stupid.
I'm not gonna bother.
Here's
I
another
didn't
one
see it.
that you might interested in back to back. This Russell Crowe has started one of the best pictures, A Beautiful Mind.
I liked it.
It was good.
It's good, but I don't want to see it anytime soon.
No.
I might watch it again in the future when I've totally forgotten about it. But
And here's one movie that I didn't know why it won, but it's called Chicago with Renee
Yeah,
Zellweger
that
and
was kind of yeah. I saw that. It was. I don't know how that won either. That's kind of. I
don't know.
think because it was a musical kind of thing, and people were kind of excited because it was different.
Yeah, it was stupid for me. I don't know how. Here we are, Lord of the Ring, Return of the King in 2003.
It's an epic film.
It is. It is. I like the whole trilogy. Million Dollar Baby with Hilary Swank.
oh yeah,
Yeah,
so
that
good.
was that was a heavy film.
Yeah,
Okay,
excellent.
here's one movie you guys thinking how the hell it won. It's Crash.
Crash is
liked
pretty
it.
intense.
I liked it. Yeah.
It was good, but was it a best movie at the
No,
I don't know if I would say that,
Yeah.
but it was definitely worthy of being nominated.
All
And
right.
I did watch it on a big screen, and I didn't mind watching it on a big screen. It was pretty good.
And here's one that has been redone. It's called Departed by Martin Scorsese and Leonardo DiCaprio. One.
Yeah, The Departed is a crazy film.
It's a remake of a Chinese movie.
Yeah, it's so well done.
It
Yeah.
is. It was. And here we are, No Country for Old Men in 2007.
Yep.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. His name is Javier Bardem. That
Yeah.
was the one that portrays. Okay,
Great actor.
Slumdog Millionaire. I don't never seen it.
I've never seen it.
Slumdog Millionaire was a good film.
Was
I've
it
not seen that. I mean,
Hunt Locker? Back in 2008.
Hurt Locker.
Oh, Hurt Locker. Thank you.
Yeah.
Uh,
It's good.
Anthony
all right.
Mackie. Well, interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, you get.
Is that
Hawkeye
Jeremy
in
Renner?
America.
Yeah, Jeremy Renner.
Okay.
Yeah, and King's Speech.
I think that was. Go ahead, Ron. I saw
Yeah.
you.
We keep talking at the same time. It's okay. Go ahead.
I think it was a little bit. It was anticlimactic. I think. I think I was waiting for something a little bit more. Like he was preparing for the speech. I liked it, and then I thought the ending would be a little bit more powerful.
mm,
I love the movie though. I really liked it.
then we got The Artist on 2011.
Ooh, I was thinking about that the other day because I live near a movie theater that still shows the silent movies, and what they do, they play a piano in the background, so you don't just have no sound. So Artist is excellent. It's the first film in many years that had no sound.
Interesting.
Yeah, you didn't see it, huh?
Nope, not The
Oh,
Artist.
you'll
I
love
saw
it.
the movie Pianist, which I liked.
Pianist is great, but it's different than The Artist.
And here's one movie by director Ben Affleck. It's called Argo.
I love it.
I
Never
love
saw
that
it.
story.
It's worth watching.
It's a pretty good story. It's 12 Years a Slave. Steve McQueen.
Whew, that's hard to watch. I watched it once. It's deep. Oh, gosh.
Yeah. Then you got Birdman with Michael Keaton. I don't know how this movie.
I liked it. I felt bad for Michael Keaton not winning the the best actor. He had his little speech ready and then he put it back in when he realized he didn't won. But he should have won. It's really good.
All right, so we're gonna go pass through this. We got Spotlight in 2015 with Mark Ruffalo, Michael Keaton that won the Best Picture.
Did you see that?
Spotlight?
Yeah.
No,
Oh my god, it's so good.
no, I have not.
Alex, did you see that?
No.
Oh my gosh, it's so good, you guys. You should see Spotlight.
Spotlight?
The
Yeah, with
Spotlight.
Michael Keaton. With Michael Keaton, it's so good. You should see
Yeah, you
that.
got Batman and the Hulk in it.
You don't even think about that.
And you got Moonlight in 2016.
I didn't see. I don't want to see that one.
No, and you got The Shape of Water on
Never saw it.
2018. Never seen
It's
that.
good. It's really good. Shape of Water.
And Green Book.
Excellent.
No, never
Excellent.
saw it.
Never
You
seen
should,
it.
you should see it. It's good. It's so good.
And 2019, Parasite.
Oh,
Excellent.
that's good. That's
Okay.
an intense movie.
That was a decent movie for me.
I loved
And
it.
and 2020 is No Man Land with Francis McDormand and David Strain. And
Oh, I don't even know that one.
yeah, it's directed by Chloe Zhao, which that's how she got to direct. What's that movie? Uh, what's the movie that she directed with Marvel? Wasn't it Eternals that she directed?
Look at Ron.
I had such high expectations for Eternals. It was such a letdown.
Yeah, same here. Same here. All right, so I think that concludes our show for this
Wow,
week. Wow.
that
Yeah.
was interesting. Now we should go back and look at the nominees that did win, because some of those movies are also
Yeah, so we
you
can
know.
go back into the next 20 years and see the nomination and see what won and what not. But until then,
make our list.
Yeah,
of movies to watch.
so if you're still watching here, we got one people, which is my wife, I think. Thanks for joining us. And there's not going to be any more giveaway anytime soon until I get something. But definitely something will be coming up. Until next week, until what, 2 weeks from now? Later, guys. Thank you and aloha. Bye.